How you going there, folks? This is my Arrma Limitless build. Just thought I'd share this little video because yeah, when I was trying to start out looking to put this thing together a few months ago, really had not really any idea of what I was planning and what I wanted to do with it. I originally wanted to have it just as like a bit of a bash arounder, similar to the infraction. However, upon getting the vehicle and putting the high-speed pinion in it, sort of changed ideas and put in a path to making a bit of a speed runner instead. Well, I don't know, just something goes a bit faster, I guess. So we'll see what happens. I haven't actually run this yet, but this is the build. This is what it's come to. When I originally bought this, I basically wanted to do a infraction stock build, but have it in Limitless. So I went and bought all BLX stuff and whatnot, only to sort of, rushed and then realised that probably shouldn't have got that kind of stuff. And yeah, anyway, so took it all out and basically started again. So I've got spares for my infraction, I guess, now anyway. But anyway, and started putting this thing together now. I couldn't be bothered doing the whole switch around flip motor thing, and well, there was intentions of there was a bit of theory, I guess, behind my build here. Some things I've read over the internet the past few months, just some basic tips or things I've picked up from RC building is, you want to keep battery wires as short as possible, have a good big high current terminals that stop as much to try and prevent resistance where possible, which then led me to the layout of the how everything was going to flow. So in order to do that, I felt, have the motor coming into the ESC, wrapping around into the battery, and then we've got our general controls up here. That made me believe that was the shortest way possible to keep everything nice and clean, not too messy and whatnot. Yeah, I put my ESC up on this. I made lots little aluminium bracket, and if you can see under there's torch for me. There's actually some heatsink. I put some heat sinks under that alley plate, so just to give you additional cooling. Hopefully, I don't know. So hopefully it does. It seems to be a bit cooler on that plate there. I can feel a bit of coolness. Anyway, so then still just got to solder in my cap packs here, or cap pack connector, and they will just either sit under here and just tuck snugly under there, out of the way of everything. And yeah, basically the only thing that has been touched in terms of modification to the vehicle is 4 screw holes in this battery frame here, and you can just see there, I've basically took it out, screwed, drilled holes on the other side, and then so there's actually a perspex plate there, and so this whole unit, this is like a unit here. This ESC, the plate, there's some little stub legs there, and then perspex, and it's all screwed together, and then the perspex is bolted from the underside of the battery cover, and then is tapped into the perspex, and it seems to be pretty solid. Perspex just fits the dimensions to the inside of the charging battery. Sorry, the battery framing here. So that's I don't know. It's just something I came up with. Here we've got a TP power motor, 1780 kV. It's a 4050 Pro. That's the model number. Up to 8S, just got 6 in it at the moment. Now, I have a 1.6S battery on its way, graphene lipos. So I got a few options coming and see how it will operate, as well as a couple of 4S's. Yeah, we can put 2 packs here, no worries. And I've got a little packer, which needs a bit of foam in between 2 batteries there, just to help get the strap across and give a bit of space there. I've also I'm trying to buy some putty to balance start. Just needed a balance, look at balancing the wheels, just double check everything, and I inadvertently bought proper wheel balancing weights for a real car, but funnily enough, I found a use for them, because when I add the weight, so for instance, of the core components to the vehicle, so we've got the motor, fan, ESC, cap packs here. I think that comes to about just under 800 grams or something like that, thereabouts. Same here. This was so this left side was 20 grams lighter than this side with the current setup here. So I just whacked some to try and get things as near as level as possible. Put 20 grams worth of lead weights there, so they can easily be pulled out and whatnot, or more put in if need be. I don't think it should affect anything electronically. So I also have was toiling with telemetry with this, because I use a DX5 Pro Spectrum controller. Anyway, I purchased a SR6000 AT receiver with the intention of trying to see if I can pick up the telemetry, all the telemetry components that it offers. However, the information on Spectrum is very hard to assert, what you can and can't do, and then it's just hard to find, I didn't really, I was a bit lazy, I didn't really contact them or anything like that, just to get affirm what can be used, because I did want to use, I purchased the Castle telemetry link adapter, which goes into your receiver, and it's meant to automatically give you all the telemetry stuff without having to worry about plugging extra sensors in and all this kind of stuff. But it was a bit of a gamble, and it wouldn't, when trying to collaborate the ESC, it just did not, it was saying there was a fault between the, it's a glitch setting, it goes beep, 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 and that means it's a radio connection fault. And upon removing that, everything connected fine. So obviously, I don't think, even though my controller has telemetry capabilities, it doesn't have the ones that, it's not in the list of what they say. So I don't know, I took a gamble on it and it was unsuccessful, so maybe I'll buy an upgraded joystick version, and then that should be able to get those capabilities later, and whenever I need another one. But anyway, I put the Bluetooth in instead, the B-Link, and that seems to be working okay. Just one thing to note, if you do that, I think you do, to get the work, you gotta, once you register it, make sure you go check your email address and just click on the link to confirm your email. That's something that's not really mentioned, set up. Having a little issue with these fans. The housing was too big for the motor. The TP motor diameter must be about 1 or 2 mil shy of the other ones, and it was rattling, or couldn't get it to sit on it or wrap around it snugly. So I found had a bit of like battery, the rubber, the adhesive on one side of it, but just rubbery sponge sort of stuff. I cut it up in 4 pieces and stuck it around the frame, the heatsink framing, and just cable tied it on there. It should hold, but it makes a hell of a lot of noise, and I'm a bit concerned about it because of the vibration it seems to be generating too, because these fans do really go off the head. So I don't know, I'm not really that, I probably should be able to nut it out. I'm not sure whether I can adjust the fan speeds and all that crap. I've got to look into that kind of stuff, and we only just sort of started delving in. I've chucked a few grand in this crap the last couple of months. I don't know, I bought the kids one, and then I thought I needed one, and then it just turned into like a bloody, some out of control habit or something at the moment. Expensive one, but it is what it is. Hey, you want, so fuck it, whatever. But yeah, got a custom body on the way. Hard to find at the moment. Had to get it all sent from the UK. Just a plain body to paint myself, or hydro dip or whatever I'm gonna do. A few ideas going through my head, but yeah. May add some LED lights. Don't know, but yeah. Don't know if I really want to take volts away or whatever, if it imposes any, if it causes any sufferance to the just to speed or the engine. I'm not sure, but yeah, if it does, well, you don't want it. You just want to keep this one for pure power. I might mess around with that stuff in fraction there. It's sort of a thrash around beast, but yeah. Got sort of sick of all the sparks coming up from these connectors all the time. So I've got some anti-spark replacements coming. XT150 AS, I think they're called. Also, one thing that's with the TP motor, power motors, or mine anyway, the where you mount the motor to the, or where you screw the motor to the engine mount here, the TP motor screws are 2 mil, or they take a 2 mil hex, whereas the stock ones that come with the the BLX motor or whatever that come with they take 2.5 mil hex. So yeah, you can't just use the same bolts, and they need to be flathead tapered as well to sit well into the motor mount. Whereas at the moment I've just got I just found some bolts with the correct length, because you don't think you want to put long screws into the into here, because you may screw your motor. I think start screw it into the motor. I think possibly. Well, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. You mess your whole motor up. So I nearly did do that, but yeah, I remember that. So ended up finding something that seemed to be holding up alright. It's not going to be really jumping anywhere and that kind of business. I want to be pretty careful with this thing. But see how it goes. Just got to find. The hard part is finding somewhere to actually open this thing up. There's nowhere really wide on it where I am. It's a bit limited, so maybe when I go out to the shack or something like that in the country, I can find somewhere there with non-gutted roads with arrestor beds. Because yeah, this thing's bloody quick and hard to control sometimes. Yeah, it's unbelievable the power you get out of these things. It sort of blew me away after I first. And that was just on the stock stuff. So I just I really have to nut out the all the the setup really. That's my next issue. Just be taping around tuning this thing and getting the wheels right. That's one thing I find a bit limited with this. Is you can't really. I don't know if it's really a properly designed car for speed runs. Really, it's you can't even adjust proper toes and cambers. Really, you're limited in certain areas. So yeah, you're sort of stuck with what you got. You know, for instance, like the back wheels, they tend to toe in a bit. Not sure why. Tried to square them up and try a few options. I may be missing something, I'm not sure, but yeah, just little things like that. I also put, because of the ESC, it's propped up a bit, I put the higher, you get longer mount poles, or I don't know, shaft, whatever, for the body mount, and I don't know, it seems to sit a bit more, I think it's a bit more, it sits a bit smoother to the, you know, it's a bit more flusher to the, up to the wing here, I think, you know. I may then probably trim this back and then, I don't know, sort out what I'm going to do with these, but looking into a bit of aerodynamics crap. I was even considering ground effects, but I don't think it's going to really do much to a RC car, honestly. Yeah, something is in my mind, you know. Given how much force those fans generate, you know, I don't know, maybe do something, but you could probably put something in there if you really wanted to. But I think for now I'll just paint the body, see how it goes, and then that would be it. Until, fingers crossed, it's not destroyed. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so if you ever were wondering about, that was doing my head in actually, the telemetry side of things, because I found the instructions are very broad or limited. They don't really, you know, you can't get conclusive findings on a lot of information I found. You know, it's a lot of trial and error kind of things. So I did have my suspicion about that wouldn't work, but I don't know, I guess suspicion is correct. But see how we go. I would be taking it out today, but it's like 40 something degrees in the last 3 days, so yeah, it's a bit too hot. But yeah, it's hopefully that helps anybody. I've ran everything, on like a bit of shrink wrap loom here. I haven't shrink wrapped or anything like that, just so you can keep everything out. So hopefully it doesn't get hot and shrink wrap itself, I guess, but it doesn't matter. If it does, it can always easily cut it out or whatever. You can still access everything here. There's enough room to pop all this up, so that's no worries there. I've actually got this running. I've just changed, just for argument's sake, I bought a spare diff for this, because that's one thing the difference between Infraction and Limitless is a couple of things. Obviously the you know, parts of the body and whatnot, but the actual drive, this Limitless runs off a spool stock and this runs off a diff. So I bought diff, cost about $90 Australian. I've put that in. I've got a spare, I think it's running 50 tooth at the moment. I think I've got a spare 46 tooth that I can put into it. And I think I've got a 22 tooth spare on it at the moment. I don't know, it seems to be okay. Don't know, we'll see what happens. Just a bit of trial and error. I'm just trying to find the best settings just to bash around with, because it's just totally out of it's just absolutely ridiculous. You know, if you can't really give it to people that don't really know what they're doing, because most people just get these things that they just squeeze the shit out of the trigger, and it's just, I do it sometimes myself even, you know, and it'll be in a gutter before you know it or something, you know, it'll be in pieces before you know it. People just don't really underestimate the power of these things. Hence why I tried to reduce it a bit, just to tame it, so I could just, you know, even have a decent thrash around it in the car parks and that, without having to go and change tuning settings all the time. So yeah, when I want to go do speed runs, whatever, I'll just mess around with my gears then and change back to spool, and obviously change tyres and that. Actually, one thing, if you're looking to buy an Infraction, yeah, one thing that I failed to mention is tyres. So this is a basically brand new tuned wheels, right? You can see this is this infraction has been taken out twice, right? And you can, I don't know if you can see how much of actually the wheel is worn away. It's actually down to it's already down to the bloody thing here. That's 2 runs, $100. If you're in Australia, cost me what's that? $100 for a set, 4 replacements, right? So that's bloody adequate. For 2, that's just way. So it starts to, when you think about it, it starts becoming an expensive car, and then that's just driving it pretty aggressively. But how else do you drive this thing, and that's how it's meant to be driven, just drifting around a car park. It just continually smokes the whole time, just chewing the shit out of it. So I don't know, I've got some alternatives. I've got a set of cheapies coming. By the way, I forgot to, in my haste, I didn't really, all the wheel balancing, this is all at the piss at the moment. That's why the little tyres are worn in different spots. I have rotated them. The first run, I rotated them. So these were originally the back ones, and that's why it's, totally worn already, basically. So that's a little bit of a shitter. They've got to really reduce the prices of these wheels, because if you're going through them like that, it's just crazy. Or they've got to make some kind of super compound that is hard wearing and that gives you traction still. I don't know. And they actually last a bit longer. But I've got like I said, trying a few things and a few cheapies and wait for them to come and see what happens. Like for instance, these cheapies on the Tamiya thing here, they have lasted. I've thrashed the piss out of this thing, and they have lasted ages. And still got not even bloody proper road tyres really. So, but I suppose there's a bit of a difference between that and this. So in terms of torque and how much power is going to be generated, but it's still goes pretty good. But anyway, that was enough of me talking shit. Thanks.